Hello folks, and welcome back to another one of my off-grid motorhome project videos. In today's video I'm sitting in effect under the bed. I've taken out the bed framework, I've moved that out completely and exposed the cold water storage tank. And the idea of what I'm doing today and probably over the next week is I'm going to increase the cold water storage. This is a 100 litre tank. I want to look to possibly double it. I know that's a huge amount of weight increase, but I'm not thinking of travelling with that amount of water. I travel with practically an empty tank and fill up very near to the location, if not at the location. So weight wise shouldn't be a problem. The idea of doubling the capacity to 200 litres is that I'd be looking then for a minimum of a 2 to 3 week off-grid stay. I want to upgrade the water pump. I want to put filters in as well to try and filter out any nasties. It won't do all of the nasties, but it's going to take out a few along the way. So follow along with me and see how it works out. So this is the existing water storage tank. It's 100 litres and it's tucked in the corner right over the back. The pump is right behind it and the water damper is right behind it, so you can't get to anything if you wanted to. So yeah, it's got to be changed. Firstly, this is a bit of ducting that ran from the old warm air system, the old LPG, which I'm not using. I've put a diesel heater in, so I'm going to disconnect this duct because it doesn't do anything and I shan't be using it for certain. They've not made it particularly easy to disconnect things on this motorhome. This is the drain hose that I'm trying to disconnect. It's all tucked down over the back. If they put it in the front in the first place, you could get to things much better. That's it. This is the area that I've got to work in. That's the wheel arch covering that you can see. The hot and cold run along the back. I won't be touching the hot. There's the main fill up point and next to it the 12 volt connection for the whale pump. Here they've put in a little damper that softens the noise and pressure when you turn the tap off suddenly, so that it doesn't over pressurize the pump. And finally the pump, that all this damper and this pump I'm going to reposition, if not renew, the same as I have to extend the fill pipe. There's the water outlet, I'll have to reposition that as well. But I'm just going to go and have a look now on Amazon and see what tanks are available now I've got an exact size. Well, it's been quite a mission trying to find a tank to match the existing. Unfortunately, I think they don't make that size anymore, and there would have been too much of a height difference and I would have lost too much volume of water. So I've decided to go with one single tank, and I've landed up getting a tank from directwatertanks.co.uk off the internet. Very good company. This took 2 days delivery, and bear in mind I've had additional sockets welded onto it. They do a service where you select the size you want, and I've had 3 3/4 female BSP threaded sockets put on and 1 1.25 inch socket. They sort of fusion weld them in place, so it's all one, and they charge a bit extra for that. I think the tank was about £150 all told, all in, including delivery, or thereabouts. Might be a little bit dearer. So yeah, this is the tank I've gone with. It's just the right height, so when the bed goes back, it will sit there about 2 inches below it. One or two alterations I've got to make. The fill point, because now it's higher than the existing fill point, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new filler cap and hose. I'll have to drill through from the outside. I'll leave the old one for the moment, I'll sort that out later, and I've got to put it a bit higher. So yeah, all in all, a sort of a mission trying to find a tank, but I think I've got the right result for the setup of how I want it. So first things first, I want to dress up the tank, get these shut-off valves and fittings into the sockets, and then I can position the tank and work out where I want to run the rest of the pipework. The tank's ready to be fitted now, and before I do that I've put some wood on the floor to frame it out and support the bottom. Also some of these eyelets to take some straps to strap it down, because the last thing I want is for 200 litres of water to start slopping and sliding around and the whole tank moving. So the tank is fitted and strapped down now, and this is the new equipment that I'm fitting: the pump with pre-filter, the damper and a full water filtration system. This is the plan for taking the stored water through and getting it to the taps. I'm going to go from the tank, I've got an isolation valve if I need to shut it down, going to come off into the pump. This is a 7 gallons per minute shore flow pump. Goes into a pre-filter first. This will take any of the hard crud or bits and pieces out of the water and filters them out before it gets to the pump. From the pump I'm going to just elbow off into the damper. I'll put that about here, and then an elbow along and in to an isolation valve that isolates the water filters should I need to change them, or for any reason whatsoever really. And then I'm coming out the other end and down and feeding the taps. I put this on a T so I can put an air bleed valve here just in case there's problems with filling up. The filter is just about the right height, so I can take out and put in a new filter as and when. So in theory that should all work nicely. Just got to do it now. These John Geist fittings are very good, because if you make an error like I just have that needed to be shorter, you can just pop them off again. The insert comes with them, so you just unscrew and you can take him out again. And then just put them back together. So they're quite good. So this is the original fill pipe that filled the old tank up. Gonna have to reposition and drill for a new one. This line is the bottom of the bed, so I shall need to drill back there. this is the fill hose fitted now, and I just got to push this on, and that's the vent hose done. So we're all ready to fill the tank up. So that's all the main pipework done now. It's all been reconnected and the tank is filled up with water. The filtration system I'm going to use is a 3-stage one. I'm basing it on the sort of water filters that I take with me when I go wild camping, and I have to use, say, pond water for my drinking water. And based on that theory, I'm using a charcoal filter as the first stage. That will take out mainly taste, odour, all the heavy sediments and everything. Then I'm going to pass it through a 5 micron filter. This has also got the ability to take out taste and smell and horribles, but it goes down to 5 microns, so any bacteria that is bigger than that won't pass through it. And then the final stage is a very fine 1 micron filter. This is about the finest you can get when it comes to portable water filters, so I decided to use it here as well. So that will filter out any bacteria right down to 1 micron. So that's it. Charcoal, 5 and 1. I'm going to put the charcoal filter in first and leave the other 2 out and flush the system, because what that will do, when you flush it, it'll pass some of the loose sediment and loose charcoal in here. It'll pass it through the system first and out the taps. Otherwise I'm simply passing it from here into these filters and sort of pre-clogging them up really. So this one first, and then I'm going to add the 5 and the 1 micron filter and run it all, and I'm probably going to run a full tank of water through to get them really purged and test it and see the results. So I'm filling up and I'm purging the charcoal filter only. The other 2 filters aren't in yet, and while I was doing it I noticed a small weep between the pump body and the motor body of this old 15-year-old pump. So I've decided to change it, and I've renewed it for another one, and obviously this one doesn't leak, and I should be looking to get a good long life out of this as well. So purging carries on, and the system is filling up nicely. It took a few minutes because I'm running a lot of water through it, but it finally purged. And then you empty out the 2 cartridge holders. They're both obviously full of water, so you have to be a bit careful, but they come out, slide out quite easily, and I've cleaned them out now, emptied them and cleaned, and the 1 micron filter goes in. There's a lug at the bottom of the holder, and you position it on that, and the same at the top, and just hand screw it in and just do them hand tight. The 5 micron had a rubber gasket top and bottom. Don't know why it was different to the 1 micron, but nevertheless that screws in as well, and they're both just done up hand tight because they supply a spanner so you can nip them up, get them really tight. So water on, and I found that the pressure seemed to be better for some reason. Perhaps the old pump was duff. The shower was very good, and I just purged the whole system again, run a lot of water through it to make sure it was going good, run it all again, got it all filled up, and then just let the system pressurise itself, and that's it, it's finished. So that's about it. Installation complete. I've run 200 odd litres of water through the system and flushed everything right through. Checked for leaks, we're all okay. The new pump is running well. I'm expecting to get at least the same sort of lifespan out of this shore flow pump as I did from the other one. So all in all, a successful installation. All I've got to do now is put the bed frame back and the mattress and reinstate this area, and I'm good to go. The water quality, well, it's exceeded what I planned. I'm now getting crystal clear, safe drinking water, and these filters will do 15,000 litres before they need changing. So all in all, with the filters and the tank capacity, I'm looking for weeks and weeks of off-grid living without having to venture back into civilization, as it were. And that's about it really. The whole installation took 3 weeks, but that was just my fault for having to reorder things. But I suppose I could have done it in about a weekend had I had all the gear here. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and please leave a comment if you feel that I've done something wrong or that I could have done something better, because from your comments from other videos I've already started slightly tweaking the other work I've done to improve it. So thank you very much for the comments, and with that I'll say goodbye. I'll say thank you for watching. Please stay safe and take care, and I'll see you on the next video. So cheers folks, bye for now.